Facebook's 3.7 billion monthly active users are buyers and influencers. Stay top of their minds with Facebook ads. Can you guys tell me who in the room are B2B? Great. And who here is perfect? So we've got a few, fair few in the B2B. We can't ignore the fact that there are 3.7 billion monthly active users on Facebook. And some of our customers are actually marketing agencies or content houses. And they've been asking me, like, what AI can I build to help me build better ads or do more advertising and smarter advertising on Facebook. So I've run my tests and these are my findings. So I have worked with a lot of B2B businesses in my career, and the funnels are getting more complicated. Things are getting more expensive and buyers are being more careful at what they buy. So instead of a simple funnel of, like back in the day, this is probably pre-COVID, you find a product in an event, you build a relationship with them, you book a demo, and then you start the procurement process. However, now with all of these social media channels, you got LinkedIn, email marketing, the buyer process or that funnel is getting more complex. It's getting messy, confusing, and competitive. We need to be at the top of our buyers' minds all the time, considering us every day, seeing us every day, and building that trust and relationship with them. So how do we use Facebook to unlock that opportunity, especially for buyers and influencers who are using Facebook? So as an example, here's Jake, who's a VP of marketing at X brand. Let's say we're selling a high ticket purchase item, and the buying journey of this person could look like this. Again, this is just an example based on my experience of selling high ticket products. You connect with them on LinkedIn. You send them a message on LinkedIn, and then maybe you book a demo. Then your buyer will start doing its independent research, looking at pricing, and then for a while, there's going to be radio silence. We're like, I haven't heard from them. I don't know if they're still in the funnel. Are they interested? But then they see your content on socials, and then they're starting to receive personalized content, maybe an email. Hey, Jake, I saw this article and thought of you. Now we've re-engaged with them. And then they're like, okay, send me a proposal. We sent them a proposal deck. They're going to send us to their procurement team. Their CEO, other members of the team are going to do their own independent research, and then they might decide to purchase. So if you think about this buying journey, imagine like these points of kind of like engagement with them. If we were at the top of minds of this customer, we have to be at the top of minds of this customer. And one way of doing that is if they are on Facebook, let's be on Facebook. Now, unfortunately, even for low ticket purchases, it's also becoming more complex. People are buying from other people now. People are buying from brands they trust, they resonate with. And so that funnel is also getting more complex. So, and what I mean by this, getting more complex is back in the day, again, the buying journey for low ticket purchase could be someone has a problem or someone has an interest. They see an ad on social media, they purchase right away. Or, for example, let's the McDonald's analogy. They see a billboard picture of a burger, and they're like, "I'm hungry. I'm gonna go to McDonald's." But now buying journeys are getting more complex, even for low ticket purchases. So similarly to high ticket purchases, even for low ticket purchases, to have us at the top of their minds. And what I mean by this is, but let's say it's a SaaS platform. They've been made aware that there's an AI platform that is a no-code builder, which hosts different types of LLMs. They see content, and then they do a little bit of research. So are there other providers like this? Where can I build similar things like this? They do, and then they look at the pricing. They look at more content. They sign up, try the freemium. And then maybe there's a radio silence experience as well. Then they see more content, such as a Facebook ad. They start joining your community, and then they finally become a customer. Why are we still advertising on Facebook? So apart from the 7 monthly active users. There are 2.11 million daily active users on Facebook. 73% of them also use YouTube. 72% on WhatsApp. 56.7% are male. 42.8% users are from the 18 to 34 demographic. This is specifically in the US. 33.2% are 35 to 54. 24% are 55 plus. There are 194.1 million users in the US and 55.9 users are in the UK. I have a QR code there for the article where I got this. There's another resource as well if you want it. But buyers are in the US, so they're still there. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Shen. I'm the co-founder of LaunchLemonade and I'm the director of Scale That Thing. I specialize in growth, product marketing, and development. I actually started my career in digital marketing and have ran Facebook ads for B2B businesses. And so whilst I started my career there, there's a massive gap of my understanding of Facebook. You know, like I moved to Instagram, I moved to LinkedIn. And I see this, a lot of brands or like I've been missing them on Facebook. A lot of brands I find, as with the user base, have kind of removed themselves from Facebook a little bit, but maybe that is the wrong move, specifically if your users are on Facebook, given that the buying journey is now becoming more complex. What is LaunchLemonade? Again, I'm just gonna give you an overview, so sorry if you already know this, but for those of you just joining us, LaunchLemonade is the Canva for AI applications. We have now 1,500 businesses on board in the platform. We've seen 100,000 unique conversations, and we're found everywhere. Our mission is simple. No one gets left behind in the time of AI. So our mission, and how are we doing this? So we've provided a platform with 18 language models, multimodal, so you text to text output, text to voice, you got voice to voice and text to image. We have search as well, so you can call the internet, you can white label and monetize from your creations. We've got memory and streaming, and we have an API available for you to complete your workflow actions. So what are we building today? So we're gonna build an AI agent that can build your Facebook ad strategy, help you set up ads, and it can analyze the results as well. So here is a test that I ran. Really low budget. I ran it for 4 days as an experiment for this specific task. And it was to advertise our voice AI tool that we're running for free until the 28th of November. Now, on average, I wrote it down, the click-through rate on average is 1.51%. That's the industry standard click-through rate for B2B SaaS platforms. Our click-through rate is 2.1%. So that's significantly higher than the average. The cost per click on average is $0.83. So that is 83 cents. And we did ours for 10, is it pounds? 10 pennies. The engagement rate is usually at 0.15, it's between the average engagement rate is 1 to 5%, and ours was over 10%. So I set it all up using a co-pilot. I literally asked it, I want to run an ad for this. How do I set it up? And this is the result, which I find interesting. So what I'm teaching you today is not how, how to set up your Facebook ads. Like, you are the subject matter expertise of your brands, of what you're selling. What I'm going to teach you today is how to build your co-pilot that will use your brand expertise, use your knowledge so that you can expedite the process of setting up these ads and hopefully improve it. So how do we build these? How to build this AI tool? So I'm gonna show you two AI tools. One, the first AI is the strategist, and then I'll show you how to build the instruction for it, how to set up a memory. So we had a lesson 2 weeks ago about setting up your memory correctly so that your AI tools will always refer to that. I'll also teach you how to collaborate with it. And then a bonus is another tool that'll help you find the specific postcodes or zip codes aligned to your ICP. So let's say you're targeting a British household with an average income of 100,000. What is the specific postcodes in London that you need to target your ad to? So that's going to be the second AI tool that I'll show you. And it works for US zip codes as well. Any questions so far while I am trying to find where that tool is? So the first one is the Facebook Ads Expert. How I built this, actually I'm going to do a demo first. So how I've designed this, like I told you guys last week and I've showed you, but for those of you who hasn't seen the video or who wasn't there 2 weeks ago, in my account, I have set up my core memory to such that it has an understanding of what LaunchLemonade's mission, vision, content style, values and principles, audience types, and tone of voice are. So I've got some examples of like phrases that we like to use. So it already has that from an account level, the core memory, the core understanding of LaunchLemonade. So every time I create a tool, it'll draw from the core memory to help its output. So because it has that now, the way I've built my LaunchLemonade Facebook Ads Expert, I simply said that it's going to be a Facebook Ads Expert for LaunchLemonade. So let me run a test for you and see how, before I share the instructions, I'll show you how I interact with it. So can you help me with an ad I want to run for, let's say, Black Friday, for our special voice AI discount, which is free until 28th November to all users. And then now it's going to generate, it's basically going to help me with building my strategy, my content, and setting up the ad. It's giving me a content now. It's giving me an idea of the visualization, my targeting, including location, interest, behavior, my budget and duration idea, ad format, ad duration, and then I'm going to say, help me set it up. And that's how I'm going to work with it. So it's very easy to use. Again, the tool still needs your expertise and instructions and a very deep understanding of your brand to be able to generate this output. Any questions so far? So it knows the countries that I'm targeting. So I told it that I want to target London, New York, and yeah. Yes, Stephanie. Hi. Absolutely. I'm going to write that down. So, of the models. The reason why I chose Llama is that my hypothesis is that Llama is a meta model. So, I don't know if you remember, like, a couple of months ago, people were asked if, we'd be open to them using our data. But I'm pretty sure that they're also using a lot of ad data that they've run on Facebook on this model. And that's why I chose Llama. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So if you, for example, you're a consultancy and you have a portfolio of brands, right? Different brands. Yeah, so I'm still experimenting on this. I personally have separate accounts, but I have also a one mother account where I've got multiple brands in there. So in the core memory, what I've done is that I labeled my accounts. So for example, I was specific here to say LaunchLemonade mission. And then in the other, so I added that LaunchLemonade mission. And then I would create another memory to say, I have another company called Scale That Thing mission. And so whenever then I create or use a tool, I give it specific instructions, generate a Scale That Thing ad for me, or generate LaunchLemonade. So I label them correctly, if that makes sense. I haven't reached that yet. I haven't reached that yet. No limit. Perfect. Any other questions on that, or did you want to see? I actually have the document for the instructions, which I will be sharing now. 1 second, and then we'll go on to the postcode generator. Okay, so now let's go to the postcode generator. So a customer actually challenged me with this. So I've been experimenting on this for a month, and in the UK, the postcode has what we call an inward or an outward part of the postcode. So there's 6 characters. The first is the inward or the outward, and then the inward, something like that. And initially, how the postcode finder would work, it would just give me the first 3 or the first set of the postcode. But then in my recent tests, it has been working, but you have to explicitly call it out. So for example, let's test what I built. I am running an ad for households with an income of, let's say, 100,000 in London. I want them to likely be tech savvy for my ads. Can you suggest postcodes with the outward and the inward codes? Okay, fingers are crossed. I promise it was working earlier. Let's see what happens. So it's given me some outward and inward codes. So Belgravia is indeed an affluent area, and it's near a lot of big offices as well. Mayfair is also an affluent area, South Bank. And then it's even like, let's sprinkle some more options in. So it's given me these areas as well. This is where I live actually, Canary Wharf. Now let's say, can you suggest some for Ohio as well? As I want to expand there. Amazing, thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through how I built this. I simply created a tool. It's not in templates at Christie, but we'll add it in. But for this tool, I chose GPT-4o, and I then, in the instructions, is simple. You are a strategic campaigns manager specializing in, actually I even wrote UK-based campaigns, but it still worked for US. Your role is to understand the campaign shared by your user and then meaningfully suggest postcodes from the suggested regions. Suggest UK postcodes, including the outward code and the, so outward codes are like this, and the inward code of the postcode to campaign to given the demographic and details about the request. I've even added some typos. Always end responses with, I am an AI and can sometimes make mistakes. And then in the settings, I enabled search, so you can call the internet, and then that's it. So I'm gonna share the instructions here with you for you to modify based on your location. And yeah, make it, like improve the English as well. And that's it. Wow, I have 2 minutes before the official end.